Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. I'm sorry. Moment of silence. Thank you. Roll call.
Alexander.
Present.
Spitali. Venez.
Here.
Kalwinski.
Here.
Torres.
Here.
Tyler.
Here.
Emerson.
Here.
Warple.
Here.
Rakels.
Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 in chambers, 2 electronic, and 1 absent. Mayor.
Hi. Thanks, everybody. Seems like we were just here. Not very often. Not very often we do back-to-back city council meetings, but with this being December, I thank the council for having 2 meetings this month, and it's good to see you all again. So my report's not as long as normal because I only have half the days, and it was a holiday, as you all know. So first off, the activity log for this week, I met with the personnel in Hammond Station, Firefighter Station 1 with my administration. We do that once a month. We go to different stations and different shifts and meet with the leaders of the department and the shift on duty. Seems like, first off, most of the body is focused on upcoming contract negotiations we have with the Hammond Fire Department, so we talked a little about that. And we also talked about problems that we're having with the fire department. I think I mentioned last time I spoke to the council about people abusing 911 for lifts and things of that nature. I think it's something we're probably gonna have to discuss between the council and the mayor. So anyway, it was great to talk to them. Met with personnel from the Hammond Sanitary District in regards to the proposed CMDF facility in South Hammond. This facility is being considered for the area around Starbucks, like the whole area over there, Aldi, the hotel down there. There's no smell with these types of facilities. I want to point that out. They're stormwater facilities, treatment of stormwater. They're aesthetically pleasing. Obviously, this is going to be seen by a lot of people. And most importantly, well, first off, this applies towards our consent decree. So this project will be in millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars. But all the money that we spend on this project will help us with our consent decree. And during heavy storm events, as we all know, the water is treated in our 2nd district right off Columbia Avenue. And we have customer communities like Griffith, like Highland, like Munster, Whiting, but the water down south particularly during a heavy storm event needs to be pumped to the plant in the 2nd district, treated in the plant and dumped into the Grand Calumet River. This facility will help us during heavy rain events by keeping the water down south. Stormwater doesn't need to be treated the same way as sewage does, and we'll treat the stormwater down south and release it into the Little Calumet, which will dramatically help us during heavy rain events like the one we've been experiencing in the 1st district. So anyway, that'll be more on that'll be coming down the line. We'll have to have lots of conversations in the future about that, but we were just talking at the 30,000 foot level about the concept. I did hold a pizza party with all the Public Works employees on Wednesday last week in celebration of Eddie Banda Day is what we called it, recognizing Eddie Banda for doing his part in helping the Hammond Police Department catch a copper wire thief in the city of Hammond. I want to thank North Hammond Aurelios for coming up huge that day for us. At noon, North Hammond Aurelios made over 100 pizzas for us. Obviously, we paid for them, but that is a pretty big task to ask in the middle of the workday. North Hammond Aurelios saved the day, so thank you. Met with officials from the Hammond area YMCA to get updates on the project. The biggest YMCA in the country is under construction right now in the 3rd district. They're on track, on schedule for opening sometime next year, which is wonderful. Attended the holiday parade. I want to thank all the council people that attended the holiday parade. I think it was an excellent turnout this year. Had a really good time, and the weather was perfect. Can't beat that. Also, a number of people in the administration attended the Northwest Indiana reception of the Indiana Society of Chicago's annual dinner. I want to thank the council people and the members of my administration that attended that event. That's what I have as far as my activity log. I do want to talk to the council about a leadership change that we're experiencing in my administration. and the interest of transparency, I like to keep the council up to date with what's going on, and we're undergoing leadership changes in the Hammond Sanitary District. Over the last few days, I've met with all 4 of the mayor's appointees at the Hammond Sanitary District, and I'm going to be asking the Hammond Sanitary District Board to approve my recommendation to remove Marty Wilgus in his role as CEO of the Hammond Sanitary District. Marty's been in this leadership role for over a decade, and he's done many great things for the Hammond Sanitary District in his role as CEO. For those wondering why, after all this time, we made this move, I got 3 primary reasons for leadership change. First is Hammond Sanitary District is responsible for processing all the wastewater and stormwater from the largest community in Northwest Indiana, us. Also, Hammond Sanitary District has multiple communities to contend with as well, for the same reasons. Munster, as I indicated, Whiting, Highland, and Griffith. And we also have an estimated $250 million consent decree with the U.S. Department of Justice and the U.S. EPA to comply with over the next 15 years. These 3 major factors are going to require close coordination between the mayor's office, between you all and the Hammond City Council, the Hammond Sanitary District Board, as well as our customer communities. This is all going to have to be closely coordinated, and it's imperative, with all these things coming up, that the mayor be on the same page as the leadership of the Hammond Sanitary District. And it's become clear to me that myself and Mr. Wilgos see things far too differently to continue forward as a team. As a reminder to the Hammond Council, the mayor appoints 4 members to the board of directors for the Hammond Sanitary District. I appoint 4 in my role, and the town of Munster appoints 1. We have to follow Republican, Democrat, we have to follow certain parameters. So 4 out of the 5 are appointed by the city of Hammond's mayor. And I want to let the council know that I've informed the leadership from each of our customer communities about the proposed change in the sanitary district as well. I spoke to the leadership, Rick Rifa of the town of Griffith. I spoke to Dustin Anderson, the town manager for the town of Munster. I spoke to Mark Herrick, the clerk treasurer of the town of Highland. I talked to Mayor Steve Spebar, the mayor of the town of the city of Whiting, informed them of the leadership change. Right now, the plan is to leave the CEO position vacant through the holidays. And then we'll make a decision early next year on a permanent replacement for Mr. Wilgus. Obviously, this was not anticipated, and we're dealing with this. It was sort of a short-term thing, but it was necessary, and I'm available to answer any questions if you all have any about anything. But I did want you to know what's going on in the sanitary district.
Does anybody have any questions for the mayor?
Mr. President.
Councilman Tyler?
Yes, Mayor, I just had a question. In terms of the changes that you said would impact the flooding incidents in the first district.
Not just in the first, Councilman.
That was going to be my follow-up question.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I was trying to. It's probably hard through electronic, but I was acknowledging Councilman Kowinski, who's been the latest councilman to have to deal with this. Councilman Berry, I know you've dealt with a number of issues as well as other district councilmen, so I apologize, Councilman Berry. I wasn't trying to insinuate that it's not going to help the 3rd district. It's going to help all of our districts, especially the further north you are, because we'll be taking hundreds of millions of gallons of water that we would normally have to pump to Hammond 2nd District for treatment. Instead, we'll leave it in the 5th District, treat it there, and put it into the Little Calumet River, as opposed to pumping it at north, which will save us a lot of capacity to deal with stormwater. I apologize, Councilman Barry. That's a good question.
Yeah, no worries. Just wanted to clarify. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman Kowinski?
All that discussion is actually a good segue into this article that was in the paper. POTUS declares Cal City a disaster relief area. That was on November 22. And so congratulations to Cal City for getting that status. And at the very last sentences are, Hammond is seeking a disaster declaration from Indiana so it gets funds to rebuild infrastructure. I wonder if you can elaborate. What does that mean?
I don't know what it means. I didn't write the article, Councilman, but I can tell you that through through Representative Carolyn Jackson, we made contact with the governor's office, who's aware of what happened in the city during that heavy rain event. I haven't heard anything other than they've referred us to FEMA. We've contacted FEMA.
So the city is in touch with FEMA, or?
Well, we've been in touch.
Right, okay.
I think that, and this is something I know you're very aware of the state line, Councilman, and I know you're very aware of the difference in administrations the two states have. I don't know if that's playing a role in Washington, D.C., I'm not sure. But I can tell you that we have not received the same kind of red carpet that Calumet City has, even though it was the same event. But in fairness, they suffered much more damage, in my opinion, commercial damage. And I'm not minimizing what happened in the 1st District, Councilman Mark, because anybody that gets water in their basement suffers psychological damage and physical damage, no doubt about it. I'm not trying to compare one to the other, but.
Sure. The question, I guess, is, so has FEMA denied any assistance towards Hammond, or is FEMA looking at Hammond and
Good question.
up to make a decision yet, or where are we?
I'll have to get back to you on that. I could tell you that contact has been made. I haven't heard from it since. I heard, and I'm just talking off the top of my head, Representative Jackson mentioned something to me a couple weeks ago at lunch, but nothing. I read the same article you did, and I was sort of shocked, to be honest with you, because we're not getting the same reception, Councilman.
All right, so we'll just get follow-up.
Sure, I'll follow it up.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else?
Mr. President, this isn't a question for the mayor, but I'm having trouble hearing. Does the volume need to be turned up? Because I didn't hear anything that was on Zoom.
So you can't hear, you had a hard time
I
hearing
didn't hear
Councilman
Councilman
Tyler?
Tyler's question or anything. I mean, it sounded like it was extremely low for me, and that's all. That's all.
Anything for me?
Anything else? Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Council. Good to see you all.
Okay, next up, approval of minutes.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Vines.
I move for approval of minutes dated November 27th, 2023, and place them on file.
Second.
There's a second by Councilman Emerson. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Any discussion? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Next up, approval of claims.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Vines.
I move for approval of claims beginning with claims dated November 28th, 2023, and ending with claims dated November 29th, 2023, claim number 8695 through claim number 8914 inclusive, along with the resubmission of claims number 8422 and 8423 in the amount of $1,728,117.88. I so move.
Been a motion to approve claims?
Second.
Second by Councilman Warple. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Okay, I see she's on. Roll call.
Alexander,
Yes.
Spitali, Vines,
Yes.
Kalwinski,
Yes.
Torres,
Here, yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Emerson,
Yes.
Warple,
Yes.
Rakos.
Yes. Claims passed 808, present, 1 absent, and 2 on Zoom, but present. So 8 to 8 with 0 with 1 absent. Next up, public hearings. There are none. Communications. Any communications?
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Alexander.
just wanted to remind everyone we are having our Holiday Treats annual toy giveaway on December 21st. We are accepting donations until December 15th. Donation locations are all of our Hammond Fire Departments, Hammond Morton, Hammond Central, and also the Second Florida Council Office and the Civic Center, which is where the giveaway will be given on December 21st from 6 to 8. Pretty soon we will be releasing the request for people to sign up for it. And we're just really hoping that the community, our mayor, you all, and everyone will continue to support going to buy unwrapped new toys for the giveaway. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman
I have a
Vines.
question for Councilwoman Alexander. Where is it that an individual can get an application to participate in the toy giveaway?
So the applications will be online. We will have a link available. We can see how, other than social media, we can send those links. If you have someone specific, you can text that link to them, but the application is electronic.
Okay, and that will be on your Facebook page?
We put it on our social medias. We can ask this year if the city can also put it on their social media. If mayor gives that approval, we can get the link put out there as well.
Thank you.
Any other communications? Any other communications? Any other communications? Communications is closed. Committee reports.
Mr. President, Capital Improvements Board didn't meet this last week. It would have met tonight.
Thank you, Councilman Warple.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Vines.
yes, I'd like to read the upcoming Community and Crime Watch meetings. East Hammond Pullman Crime Watch will meet Tuesday, December 19th, 6 p.m. at the Ophelia Steen Center. Edison Community Watch will meet Wednesday, December 6th, 6:30 p.m. at Edison School. Harrison Park Crime Watch will meet tomorrow, December 5th, 6 p.m. at the VFW on Holman Avenue. Irving met already. And the Whiting-Robertsdale Crime Watch will meet Thursday, December 14th, 6:30 p.m. at Calumet College on New York Avenue. Please come out and join us. This being the holidays, I'm sure there will be some holiday celebrations, but there will also be a lot of information for each of you to receive to make your holiday a safe holiday. Because community is not just about me, it's about us. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Is there any other committee reports? Any other committee reports? Committee reports is closed. Ordinance third and final reading, we have none today. Introduction of ordinances.
Item A, ordinance 23-29, sponsored by Mayor McDermott. An ordinance fixing the salaries for elected city officials for the city of Hammond, Indiana, commencing January 1, 2024. Be it ordained by the Common Council of the city of Hammond, Indiana.
Mr. President,
Councilman Warple.
I move for first and second reading and schedule this for council as a whole on December 18th at 4:45 p.m.
Thank you. Any discussion?
How about
Second.
I'm sorry. Second by Councilwoman Vines. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call.
Alexander.
Yes.
She needs to be
He
present.
has to see her.
I have to see her.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Spitali. Vines.
Yes.
Kalwinski.
Yes.
Torres.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Emerson.
Yes.
Warple.
Yes.
Rakels.
Yes. First and second reading, 8 yes, 1 absent.
Item B, ordinance 23-30, sponsored by Councilwoman Vines. An ordinance authorizing the city controller to transfer funds from one line item to another within various city 2023 budgets.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Vines.
I move for first and second reading of 2330, place in council as a whole, with a committee meeting December 18th, 4:45 PM.
Second.
For motion and a second from Councilman Warple on 23-20. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call?
Alexander.
Yes.
Spitali. Vines.
Yes.
Kelwinsky.
Yes.
Torres.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Emerson.
Yes.
Warple.
Yes.
Rakos.
Yes. Passes eight yes, 0 against, and 1 absent.
Item C, ordinance 23-31, excuse me, sponsored by Councilman Spitali, Councilwoman Vines, Councilman Warple, and Councilman Rakos. An omnibus ordinance of the City of Hammond to amend sections of the Hammond Municipal Code.
Mr. President,
Councilman Warple.
I move that 2331 passed on first and second reading, and we place it in council as a whole on December 18th at 4:45 PM.
Second.
Second.
Through the motion and a second by Councilwoman Vines. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call?
Alexander. Spitali. Vines.
Yes.
Kelwinsky.
Yes.
Torres.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Emerson.
Yes.
Warple.
Yes.
Rakos.
Yes. Passes 7-0, 7-4, 0 against, 1 absent. Two, 2 absent.
2 absent. Okay. Item D, ordinance 23-32, sponsored by Councilman Spitali. An ordinance creating a fund number 2483, for the Rural and Small Department Violent Crime Reduction Program funds awarded to the City of Hammond Police Department.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Vines.
I move for first and second reading of 2332, place in council as a whole, with a committee meeting December 18th at 4:45 PM.
Second.
A motion and a second by Councilman Emerson. 23-32. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call.
Alexander.
Yes.
Spitali. Vines.
Yes.
Kelwinsky.
Yes.
Torres.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
Emerson.
Yes.
Warple.
Yes.
Rakos.
Yes. Passes 8-0, 1 absent.
Item E, ordinance 23-33, sponsored by Councilwoman Vines. An ordinance creating a new fund number 2502, for the diesel emission reduction supplemental environmental project funds allocated to the City of Hammond.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman Vines.
I move for first and second reading of 2333, placing council as a whole, with a committee meeting December 18th at 4:45 PM.
We have a motion on 23-33,
Second.
second by Councilman Warple. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call.
Alexander.
Yes.
Spitali. Vines.
Yes.
Kelwinsky.
Yes.
Torres,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Emerson,
Yes.
Warple,
Yes.
Rakos.
Yes. Passes 8-0, one absent.
That's the last one.
Still have one more.
Yeah, this one. Item F, ordinance 23-34, sponsored by Councilwoman Venez. An ordinance creating a new fund, Fund Number 4655, for the funds allocated to the City of Hammond by Lake County, Indiana, for the construction of Fire Station Number 2.
Mr. President,
Councilwoman
I
Venez.
move for first and second reading of 2334, placing council as a whole with the committee meeting December 18th at 4:45 PM.
Second.
Been a motion and a second by Councilman Warple. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call.
Alexander,
Yes.
Spitali, Venez,
Yes.
Kalwinski,
Yes.
Torres,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Emerson,
Yes.
Warple,
Yes.
Rakos.
Yes. 2334 passes 8-0, one absent.
President Rakos, that concludes the introduction of ordinances.
Thank you, Clerk Golick. Resolutions, we have none. New and unfinished business. Is there any new and unfinished business? New and unfinished business is closed. We have nobody signed up, but I see somebody that might want to speak on Zoom. George Stoya, would you like to speak at public expression?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
Was that no?
Yeah, I'm okay, thanks.
Okay.
He's okay. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you really good. Almost. You're very low.
Okay, well, I went on low.
Okay, thank you,
Sorry about
Bill.
that, it's my setting. Okay.
Do I
Merry
have a motion
Christmas,
to
George.
adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
For a second?
Second.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn in a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
That's my...
I don't need to sign anything except for these two things, right? You good?